kind of like to start at the beginning and ask you a very Freudian question. Did you have a secret art life as a child?
John, when I think about the very beginning for me, it would have started around the age of 3. And I have a sister, I have a sibling, Karen. And Karen's 3 years older, and she could always do everything better than me. She could count higher and pronounce words better. She could do everything. But around 3, I remember drawing at a desk and my parents coming up behind me and really kind of patting me on the back and saying, you know, that's fantastic, Jeff. And I finally felt that I could do something better than my sister. Mm-hmm. And it gave me a sense of self. And finally, I kind of had a position in the family. I had something that I could bring, you know, kind of to the table. And that's where it began for me.
What was the first artwork that you ever hung on your wall? Even if cut out of a magazine or anything?
That I hung on my wall.
Yeah.
I remember my aunt Erna. It wasn't on my wall, but I remember doing a drawing of a woman, and she had a kind of a hat on her head and a scarf around her neck, and it was a straw hat and a kind of a ribbon coming around holding it on her head. And I always remembered that, and I framed it up and I gave it to her one time. I was probably, I would say at the time, maybe 8.
I remember when I first went to the Baltimore Museum and bought a little Miro print and brought it home. All the other kids said, "Oh, that's ugly. Why would you put that ugly thing on your wall?" I thought, the power of art. You know, it really made me feel glad that everyone hated it. And as a kid, I used to pretend I was nude descending the staircase, and no one knew. I would come down the steps thinking, moving, you know, only I knew. Yeah. So that's what I meant by a secret art life. You were in 1972 at Maryland Institute, and I was making Pink Flamingos in Baltimore at the exact same time. And we never met. We never met. Yeah. But were you rebelling then?
Yes. I mean, rebelling in that, you know, I wanted to find my own way in life. And I was interested in transgressive things because I was interested in parameters and feelings and sensations and how they become ideas. So I was interested in kind of self-discovery, the work that I liked. I enjoyed surrealism, Dada, and and I enjoyed your work, John. I mean, I was following your films. But I was interested in things that I believe were helping me learn to trust in myself, an inward journey, and to develop a sense of personal iconography and a language that I could start to create to affect my own feelings, my own sensations, and then eventually to, you know, be able to do that and affect others.
Do you feel pressure? I mean, you know, to top yourself, to keep going. What's next? What's next? What's next? Isn't that pressure?
No.
It's not?
No. Because for me it's about exercising freedom. It's about that opportunity. And so, I mean, that's what I want to do with my life. I want to experience the vastness. You know, I always think about kind of the moment of death, that, you know, maybe right at that moment there's a sense of consciousness of just how easy, and everything would be made so clear, and that everything would present itself was just there. And, you know, I don't want that moment that, you know, all of a sudden I'd be, if I only would have done that. Oh, it would have been so easy. I could have made the most incredible thing. And, but I want to experience that today, not at that moment of death. If this moment of enlightenment would happen like that. And I've thought a lot about the artistic process of what one does. And I really believe the only thing that you can do is trust in yourself, follow your interests, and focus on those interests. And if you do, it takes you to a very metaphysical place.